Hi, I'm your host, Marlon Bailey, here at the Savvy Singers TV show, where we educate, empower, and entertain. And today is a special day where we look into the lives of the creatives, entertainers, and we bring some understanding to the business aspect and side of things. And I'm honored to have on set Mr. Richard Solomon, who is the CEO of Development Consulting Center. And Richard is here with us today, so thank you so much for joining us.
Happy to be here, Marlon.
So excited. So Richard, I was preparing today to interview, and some of the things that you stood out to me concerning your company, one of the things that you mentioned is that all human beings are intrinsic in the ability to learn and to change.
Absolutely.
And one of the core factors you said in your company is that the understanding of the human asset to all organizations. Yes. Could you expound on those two?
Well, the human brain is neuroplastic.
Right.
It literally can remake and shape and change itself. So as we learn, actually the definition of learning is that the organism changes.
Right.
So when we learn as a being, as a species, we change, literally. The knowledge that you have makes you a different person, so to speak. You know, yes. So it is intrinsic in us to learn, to change, to grow, to develop, to be different. People have met me, you know, after 20-something years and say, wow, you're so different. I said, well, I was supposed to be. You know, after all these years, we do grow, learn, yes. change, and shift. Yes. And organizations cannot be successful unless the people in the organizations are successful. Whether that's one person as an entrepreneur, one-man show, a solopreneur, as we're now saying, right. or whether that's a 10,000, 20,000 person organization, the people are what make the organization. The people create all the products, sell them, administer the business, and if the people are failing, then the organization will fail as well.
Right, definitely. I know even in studying the background of the company, your company has grown, right? Like you said, change, matured over the years, and have the likes of some Fortune 500 companies as clienteles. Give us an insight at what do you offer? What do you do?
Well, so we're broadly called an organization development consulting firm. And organizational development is planned organizational change. Yes. So this is where an organization says, there's something about us we would like to be different. We want to change some element of our being. And of course, I already said the organization is the people. Right. So our focus is usually on how do people work together, or how do people work, and how can we help people improve that in the business. That shows up like strategy, leadership development, customer service strategies, customer journey mapping, management development, and so on and so on and
Some of the terms we may not understand.
Well, I mean, it's really just focus on helping the organization do what it does better. Right. Helping the people in the organization do what they do better.
And the marrying the two, right?
Absolutely.
The management and the staff and everybody working
So when
together.
we say people, I say that very broadly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. One goal, one aim, productivity.
Yeah, which sounds easy, but that's a tough thing.
Right.
I keep reminding clients, even this week I was working with a company, and I was reminding them that organizations are always going to have problems.
Right.
Why? Because they're run by people. And people are imperfect. Yeah, so it doesn't matter what the structure is, the system is, it's going to have challenges.
And like you said, it doesn't matter, even as we will call the Christian or church organization is people.
It's people. I mean, you know, and one of the things with that is that people sometimes ignore that bit of it, you know, that human element. You know, I mean, and we talk about that, but we could add technology. So we're using technology to help organizations go forward.
That's right.
We started a new company in Nigeria, and we're focused on same work, but using technology to help organizations to be more effective and more efficient.
Definitely,
you know?
Definitely. So Richard is speaking from his experience on the company. You know, he holds a Bachelor of Arts in development, in business development.
In business management. Actually.
Business management, yes. And he is speaking from that experience, right, and telling us how the company operates and what we need to do as we move forward as leaders. And we want to tie this in to why we are really here, to understand the entertainers, the creatives, persons that want to move their passion into a career.
Yeah.
All right? And what are the fundamental things, Richard, that you will say to us that we need to start? This is the foundation.
Well, if I could connect, and you said Bachelor of Arts, a lot of people study business. I've done a bachelor's degree, I've done 2 master's degrees, I'm doing a PhD.
Right.
You learn a lot about organizations, but it's a little bit different when you run it. There's learning that only comes from experience.
Right.
So let's talk about fundamentals. Now, I think one of the first things is the recognition that if you are a creative, you paint, you dance, you sing, and that's what you're doing for a living or you hope to do for a living, understand that that has to be a business or else you won't be successful.
Right.
Now, does that mean you can't dance and sing and paint and all that? Sure you can. You just won't make money and you can't live by it if you don't run it as a business. See? So you will find that all large organizations that are creative, most IT techie organizations, the Samsungs, the Apples and so on, they've got lots of creative people in there, but they also have very strong business administrators doing the administrative things, because if you don't do those things well, it will not enable you to be able to do the other things that you really want to do, which is paint, dance, sing, whatever those beautiful things are. And we've seen examples of that. You just have to do a Google search for all the great artists who have gone bankrupt.
Oh, yeah.
They've got big contracts, they're on large stages, and they've gone bankrupt.
And you will think that they are super successful because you just see it.
And they are successful at the artistic part of the business, but not so much at the administrative part. Let's look at something. So the question obviously arises, why?
Yeah.
Why is it that if someone is so successful at this artistic thing, why will they not be successful at the administrative side? Well, behaviorally, those are polar opposites.
Right.
Behaviorally, the person who is creative and artistically minded is the antithesis, the exact polar opposite of the person who is structured and orderly and so on. Their brains work differently.
Wow.
No, this is not about what you can or cannot do. It's just what comes naturally to you.
Right.
So many creatives don't even bother to count their money. They assume there's money there. They don't do these simple things. Like, let's talk about some of the basics. So if you've got a business, regardless if it's creative or whatever, you should have a place where the money from that business goes. Which is separate from your money.
Personal.
I mean, that sounds really simple, but you will not believe how many people just get into all kinds of trouble because they can't tell what is what and they just
because everything is just
everything is just in one. Many people don't even count how much money is coming in
and how much is
going out. And then what is it going out for? How much is my phone bill? How much am I spending on food? I mean, I know I'm talking about really basic things, but if you don't do these basics, the higher level things you won't do.
Wow.
Charging people sensibly for your skill, for your ability, for what you do. Sensibly means that you can live on it, but the market can bear it. So finding that spot,
balance between the two.
Negotiating to say, well, but I can't just do it for free. If that is what you live by. Now, this is not to say if you are creative looking at this that you say, well, can I not give my gift for free? Yes. Sure you can.
Yes.
But you now have to figure out how am I going to live? Because you don't go to the supermarket and get the groceries for free. You can't go say, well, I'm a creative, give me groceries. That just doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
So basic things like that, just keeping record. Now, the creatives are probably cringing because to them it's like, that's exactly how they feel about things like that. But keeping record, okay, I went and I bought this and I had to get dressed to go and perform. That's an expense.
That's a cost.
I have to track that to see, well, what is it costing me to do this thing? How much am I getting? Can I even pay myself at the end of the month? I mean, these very basic things that many creatives never even think about.
And that's it. You're saying, and I like the fact that you're saying it's very basic, but even me sitting here with you and it's like, these things are for real. These are expenses, things that we do to get the production off the ground. If we don't understand, would you say, even if the person, the creative, and the mindset is not there, advise that we outsource?
You can outsource, but who is going to guard the guards? So yes, outsource. If it's not your skill set, if it's not that which comes naturally to you, by all means you can get people to help you.
Right.
But watch them.
Yes.
Because we have so many stories where managers and accountants and so on, they made a lot of money. They wrote contracts or they signed contracts in their favor, but the artists didn't benefit from that in any real way. You know, they don't own their material going forward. They don't get the royalties from it. You have situations like that.
Yes.
And so you want to have people help you, but you should be able to pick up a contract and go through that and understand the basics. I'm not talking about all the legalese, but the basics to say, well, no, this doesn't look right.
Sound right.
This doesn't sound right. Explain it to me.
Right.
I don't like how it sounds.
And ask questions.
And ask questions and feel confident because you are the talent.
Yes.
Everybody makes money because of you. I mean, I've now gone to the bigger artists who've got a management structure and they've got people who are doing those things. But those people make money because they are making money because you are producing your art, whatever it is.
Definitely.
So the accounting, I know a lot of people say, I just can't figure it out. Go basic.
Right.
Go basic. We spent this. Where is that recorded? Where's the document for it?
Right.
We made this. Where is that recorded? Where's the document for it? Which account did it go into? Can I see the account statement to see the amount going in there?
Correct.
Basic.
Right.
Don't ever go to the place of thinking that your accountant, and this is no offense to anyone who is an accountant, or your manager, no offense to an artist manager, will always have your best interests at heart. They should, and ideally that's the way it should work.
Yeah.
But I always say, trust everyone, check everything.
Trust everyone, check everything. And I think that is a profound statement, you know, because I have to be in control of what is mine.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, sometimes you might don't want to come off as cocky or proud or, you know, those different things in mindset. But you have to literally mind your business.
Of course. Of course. I tell people, and people who've worked in businesses with me, I say, listen, if you work for me, I'm going to question. I'm going to come ask. I'm from the show me state. Don't tell me you've done it. Show me you've done it. You know. And no, having said that, there are people over time will prove themselves to you.
Yes.
They'll prove that their hands are safe, they are trustworthy, and you begin to empower more and let go more.
Right.
So this is not to say that you have to have your hands on everything, because that is a problem too.
Yes.
Because you have no room to do the other things that you really need to do.
Right.
But somewhere in the middle there, you need to find a
balance.
balance and be able to find people who will prove their honesty, prove that they will work in your best interest, prove that they are loyal. But that's not something that just comes
That's what I was going to say next, because it's a trial basis over time, and you will connect with the right people to make a strong team.
Absolutely, go with the good book. The good book says, lay hands on no man suddenly. Right. You know, sort of let people kind of show themselves, and over time they'll reveal, you know, who they are and what they are and what they're about.
Definitely, and you know. Richard is here sitting in his professional capacity, and also this lends to the community of PRVM.
Yeah.
All right. So before we wrap up, you know, tell us your affiliation with PRVM.
Well, Shalian, my wife.
Yes.
We're going to be celebrating. Let me say that again. We're going to be celebrating 30 years of marriage in May of this year, 2021.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah. That's her credit, not so much for me. She's way more patient and focused than I am. But I was around when this thing was birthed in her.
Yes.
And I've seen it grow, change, morph into different things.
Yeah.
She struggles with some of the very things that we talk about here because she's a creative mind.
Right.
She's a creative mind, so it doesn't come naturally. But I've seen her grow, I've seen her improve, and she keeps trying, and that's important. And, you know, all these years later, still here. I like to say I'm chief cook, bottle washer, whatever I'm asked to do. I try and do to help, to support, you know. But it's her show, it's not my show.
Definitely.
And that's something that, you know, maybe we'll have another thing on this, but husbands and wives sometimes
how to be able to
just
manage.
give people the space to do what they have to do.
Definitely.
Lend your skill, your knowledge, and your support.
Yes.
But give the other their space to do what they have to do.
So many different things, you know, under your belt, because even in the PRVM Performing Arts Academy, some people are saying, but I know that gentleman. Yes, from the award shows, you know, The Voice, you'll be hearing The Voice, one of the major MCs for the award shows, and also for the pupils, the community. We would know, you know, the space Uncle Richard, some people call it, lovely call, the man behind the board,
Right,
making sure the audios and everything
Yeah,
is
yeah.
in place. So we want to really thank you so much, sir, for lending your support, you know, and also bringing your professional capacity to the Performing Arts Academy and helping it grow to where we are at this time. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I know we could have gone in a lot of different directions, and we really appreciate the fact that Richard is here telling us how to manage the different things and different aspects of our business side of things. You know, we have the art, we have the passion, we have the ability, you know, and we want to be able to be that holistic development, successful in our craft, and know where we're going, understand where we're going, and be able to point that vision or point those that works with us, all right, in the direction that we want to go. And Richard, one more thing before we leave. I want you to look into that camera and speak to the artists, speak to from your business perspective, and give us 2 things that you would want us to take home.
So so I would say, be very mindful about the things that you don't know. You know, as humans, we have a tendency to focus strictly on and squarely about the things that we like and the things that we're comfortable about. And that's good, there's nothing wrong with that. But the things that you don't know could really harm you in business, you know, where you have a gap. And it's okay. So that's one, focus on it and recognize it's okay not to know. It's okay to have a gap of knowledge, a gap of practice, you know, in terms of being able to do. But it's okay also to ask for help. And help doesn't always have to be getting someone to do it, but it might be, hey, I'll take an online course that will help me understand how to set up the basics. You know, I will buy a book. I tell people, buy books, read. Now we have them in e-format.
Yeah.
You know, so 2 really, really big things. Lean into your discomfort, the areas that you're not comfortable in, especially when it comes to your own business, and fill those gaps. It's okay to do that. I mean, not everyone has all that knowledge starting out, and usually the artists don't. But you need it in order to be able to be successful and keep doing what you're doing in the long term.
Definitely, definitely. Uncle Richard, we have about a minute again, and you said something there that I want you to expound a little more about it. You know, lean into your discomfort.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we learn those are things we shy away from.
Yeah.
You know, no, I'm not comfortable there, so leave it alone. Expound a little more.
But we have the ability to learn and grow.
Right.
So if you need something, business administration, so that you could do what you love doing, and it's uncomfortable for you, here's what. I know you have the ability to learn and grow. You're born with that. So lean into that discomfort. Say, I don't know. I lean into that and I learn about it. I pick up little pieces here and there. Over time, that discomfort is not as uncomfortable. Right. You know, because if you do something often enough, after a while, you may not master it, but you get more and more and more comfortable with it. And it enables you, it gives you the competence to be able to manage whatever business operation you're doing. It may not be a big thing, it may be small, but manage that in such a manner so that you make more than you spend, which is critical, and you keep some of what you make as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
sir. And you know, the scripture says that we can do all things through Christ who gives us the strength. And I want to say, in giving us the strength, we position ourselves in the place to grow. You know, you search, you do research, educate yourself, ask questions, find out, right? So that you will grow and you'll be able to do all things, right? We're coming to the end of this episode, and I want to thank you so much for being with us here at the Savvy Singers TV, SSTV. And remember, we are here every Sunday at 4 p.m. Remember, again, that you need to empower yourself, and only you can prevent you from accomplishing all your goals and all your dreams. Thank you, and see you again next week, right here at Savvy Singers TV. Love you.